Nancy Pelosi, I call that alarmist rhetoric about health reform. And this comes on top of more alarmism, political violent imagery. You remember the granny over the cliff ad? Well, there's all of that to consider. Plus this, Richard Trumka, head of the AFL-CIO. He's got this statement. Here it is. Saying the Senate health care bill is less mean than the House bill is like saying you prefer smallpox over the bubonic plague. Over the top. God. Larry Elder, national syndicated radio talk show host, is with us. I don't think it works, Larry. I'm telling you straight. I don't think this works. I think we're not stupid. I think we can see through it.
Just a little over the top. You remember when the Welfare Reform Act of 1996 got passed and we were told that old people and sick people and women would die in the streets? It didn't happen, and the people that said that never apologized. They just acted as if it never happened. Same thing right here. They act as if Obamacare is swell. It was Bill Clinton who said that we're talking about rising premiums, rising co-pays, rising deductibles. It is, quote, the craziest thing in the world, close quote. I would ask Ms. Pelosi, how many people are going to die if we don't do anything at all to save something that Republicans had nothing to do with it? Think about that. Republicans had zero to do with this bill, but it's up to the Republicans to save it because they assumed, Stuart, they were going to stay in power and then they would continue to inject money into this as they march towards single payer. Uh-oh, Donald Trump comes in, so now they have to go to Plan B, which is to malign Republicans, call them cold, cruel, heartless, trot out sob stories from somebody in West Cupcake who got some coverage, who's going to lose the coverage, and ergo, Republicans are responsible for that person's death. That's what they're going to do right now. Never mind paying for this, never mind who pays for it, never mind the cost going up, never mind quality going down, never mind rationing ultimately being what we're going to end up with. They don't care about that. They care right now about jacking up taxes and continuing the march towards single payer. That's been the goal all along. Harry Reid said it. Howard Dean both said the goal all along was single payer. Make no mistake about it, that's where they're going.
Well, this single payer idea has come up in California, but they put the universal health care plan single payer. They put it on hold. They couldn't nail down details in California, like who's going to pay for it. That's happening in your state, Larry.
Yeah, a small detail like who's going to pay for it. Supposedly it's a $400 billion plan, which means it's going to be a lot more than that. It turns out that one of the a band of congresspersons went up to Canada, including Richard Lara, and walked around a few days and pronounced the single-payer system swell. They should have talked to Claude Gostin-Guay. He's the guy that designed the single-payer plan in Canada, and he recently said, over 90 years old, that he made a mistake. They should have had more competition rather than less. And the former head of the incoming head of the Canadian Medical Association said that our healthcare system is, quote, imploding, close quote. Now, I ask you, if the incoming head of the AMA, the American Medical Association, said that our healthcare system was imploding, I dare say a few people would have paid attention to that.
You know, Larry, you know your stuff. That's good. I like your use of the word swell. Haven't heard that since the 1930s. Now, I've got to bring this to your attention. President Trump tweeting about the CNN story on Russia that led to the resignation of these three people. He tweeted, wow, CNN had to retract big story on Russia with 3 employees forced to resign. What about all the other phony stories they do? Fake news. That's right up your street, Larry Elder.
Absolutely. I don't know if you heard about this new Project Veritas video that came out. It's about 8 minutes long, and James O'Keefe sent an undercover reporter. He's got a CNN producer on tape admitting that the Russia-Trump story is BS, his term, not mine, admitting that they're driving it for ratings. That is a game changer. It's a bigger story, in my opinion, than the 3 CNN staffers who were just fired.
That was swell stuff, Larry Elder, and I mean it. That was swell. You've got a lot to talk about on your radio show. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, Stuart, the word swell is a good ghetto word that I used growing up in the hood.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought it was a 1930s movie expression. That's all I knew. Back in the days of black and white. All right, Larry, you're all right. Thanks for joining us, sir. We'll see you again soon. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay.